Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
everybody.
Time to mute the stream.
Time to mute stream. Alright. Everybody ready to get started?
I'm good to go.
I think so. Can the Goon bring a crossbow and some bolts with him this time in addition to his usual supplies?
Let's see.
I think.
I'll say this is taking place in your home, at least to start with, so sure, I'll say that you can bring one thing and that can be it, above your usual stuff and whatever you got last time.
Alright.
Just need to get the... Alright. So, I already gave a brief recap for the people at home. I'm just going to assume that you guys remember everything perfectly.
Bug has perfect memory.
Excellent. Alright. So, as things stand, you had a very successful mission on behalf of They Who Cut the Threads. It was a glorious success. You achieved all of your goals and then some. And you have been rewarded, not just with some extra free time to pursue your studies, but additionally, you have been given a great responsibility.
Rewarded with more work.
Rewarded with more work. Hard work is its own reward. That's what all of our bosses tell us.
I know, right?
Specifically, while They Who Cut the Threads is out doing a little bit of massacring, absolutely necessary as always, they have entrusted you four with watching over a specific piece of the crawling crypt. The massive labyrinthine, mobile, underground structure that They Who Cut the Threads calls home. There are other
How's it mobile?
How is it mobile? As you can see on the map, you got a whole bunch of hallways with very rounded intersections. Those intersections are joints. They're flexible. So the entire structure just literally crawls and drags itself through the dirt, deep underground.
Huh. That's cool.
It's pretty cool. Several of the other parts can also be reconfigured. For example, your dorms have been moved to this section, having previously been located elsewhere. And there are other groups of apprentices and other senior minions who are in charge of other sections, but what you guys see on screen on the map right now, that's what you're responsible for. But there's not too much to worry about. The place is so far underground and so well magically shielded that it's very rare for any hostile force to even be able to detect the thing. Plus, people are usually more distracted with the legions of zombies pouring out of the breaching mausoleums, wherever it is They Who Cut the Threads is currently doing their thing.
I have a feeling They Who Cuts Threads is not a very nice person.
Very nice to you.
Fair enough.
So, that's the current situation. Although you are on guard, it's kind of, you know, we're at work, but the boss is away kind of vibe. So just to start us out, I would like all four of you to just kind of tell me what your character is doing at the moment. How about we start with Fleckwick?
Fleckwick is probably... He's probably some... Are there other, like, alive people around?
I mean,
Or
for
is it
certain
just
values
us?
of alive, yes. There's a few.
Fleckwick is probably moving around and making some dinners for people.
Making some dinners? Alright, there's cafeterias in other sections, but the main place to get food here, unless you're a giant scarab, is the lounge. There's a vending machine. It's a free complimentary style vending machine. Boss is taking care of you.
Fleckwick's in there, and anytime someone walks in, he's offering an instant dinner.
Alright, and I'm sure they're all enjoying that.
Oh, so much.
So much. How about Frannie? What are you up to?
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. Frannie has just been in a long conversation with Fleckwick about her training and her spell choices and all of that. Fleckwick was wondering why she doesn't pick up a hammer and start swinging. She's just kind of against it. So she's been mulling that over in her head while she sits in the lounge. Probably picking at some food that he offers her.
Okay. Wondering at the moral implications? I mean, it is beef, but it came from a human, so... Alright, so we got
See, the problem with the moral implications there is that on one hand, it's beef that came from a human, but the problem is that Frannie is also a minotaur.
Yeah,
So is it good
either
because
way.
it came from a human?
Kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't there. Or just damned in general, I don't know.
I mean, we do work for He Who Cuts the Thread, so we're probably damned already.
I mean, maybe. On that note, what's the Goon up to?
Sorry, drinking some water.
No worries.
The Goon is alternating between, just looking over his equipment, making sure that all of his burlap sacks are properly labeled, and then occasionally he just goes and kind of just conjures squirrels and releases them into the wild because why not?
Okay. Sorry, where was it that you want to be doing that? Within the crypt?
I'm sure if we release them into the hallways, they'll find their way out eventually. Either that or they'll end up as food. The Goon doesn't particularly care which outcome happens.
Okay.
Not at this moment, at least.
Always. And how about Bug? What's Bug up to?
Bug is spending the majority of his time over in the raveyard, just thrashing about, talking with whoever's around here, and eating any squirrels that come by on accident.
There's a lot of them for some reason.
Yeah.
They seem to be attracted to the music and flashing lights.
Well, so is Bug. So.
Yeah.
Self-contained loop that ensures that none of the squirrels end up being plot relevant.
Okay. So yeah, over in the graveyard, occasionally other minions will go in there, but it's primarily popular with the skeletons.
Mm.
They're very light on their feet, without all that skin and muscle and organs to weigh them down.
Speaking of, whatever happened to Trudy, otherwise known as Joanna Huevas?
She has been given a job. She is also currently in the graveyard, but she's being kind of awkward because, like, she doesn't know anybody yet. It's only been a few weeks. Yeah,
Wonderful.
but she's, trying to mingle, mix it up, that sort of thing. As for your other guest, Bung, who was also brought here in a sack, though less willingly, Bung is also in the lounge with Fleckwick and Frannie. The main entertainment here is a large scrying mirror on one wall, with a bunch of seating sort of arranged in front of it. You can use it to view just about anything in the world, unless another powerful wizard doesn't want you to, of course. Of course, the most popular entertainment is to just check on whatever They Who Cut the Threads is currently doing, which specifically is directing zombies to munch on innocent villagers. So, that's always good.
Once again, does not seem like a nice guy.
But, it's all relative.
He gave me a bed. It's okay then. Can't be that bad.
Can't be that bad. How innocent could they be? Yeah, so while the rest of you were just, like, kind of hanging out and keeping an eye on the screen, Bung is strapped to a chair with his eyelids taped open.
Oh.
But the food's good, so he can't complain.
Having fun is mandatory.
Fun is mandatory. Alright, so, it's already been a few days of you guys being on duty like this, and it's been pretty chill. You got several vaults dotted around, each containing dangerous artifacts which need to be contained but can't be destroyed for whatever reason. Or which are just being studied because they're not fully understood. But they're all safely locked away. They've got extensive magical protections, plus 3 heavy locked doors. So there's not much chance of anything going wrong. And then, all of a sudden, the Goon, while you're training your squirrels in the hallway there, you suddenly hear a deep, resounding clatter.
That doesn't sound good.
Doesn't sound good. It's coming from the east of you, or at least we're going to call it east, because, again, this thing moves around, rearranges itself, flexes and bends.
So is north up on the map?
We're going to say that it is, yes.
Okay.
It's like when you're on a ship, you use port and starboard. It's that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, off to the east, coinciding with the sound, these hallways are kind of dimly lit, mostly for mood reasons, but there's, like, blazing green torches spotted alternating on either side of the wall, with some deep shadows in between. You have, therefore, a pretty decent view down this hallway to the nearest joint. But that suddenly goes dark. There is suddenly some kind of obscuring effect that makes those lights go out.
Gentlemen, I think we are under attack. Would I know where the rest of the gang is right now?
You probably have at least a vague idea.
Suppose Bug is already over there. The Goon is going to release the squirrel he was holding, and then go to the lounge to tell Fleckwick and Frannie that something's going on. That something's going on at the other end of the crawling crypt.
Okay. And so as for Fleckwick and Frannie, our Fs, You probably also dimly heard the noise. You're around a couple of corners, so you wouldn't have noticed the lights suddenly going out. What you did notice is that the scrying mirror suddenly did a little bit of a flicker, a little bit of static, but you smack the thing on the side and it's fine. Similarly, over in the graveyard, the music and the lights were briefly interrupted, but they started right back up pretty much immediately. Nothing to worry about. In the lounge, however, the Goon shows up to inform you otherwise.
Guys, I think we're under attack. The lights just went out at the east end of the hall.
Fleckwick is going to set his last instant dinner in front of Bung and then start making a dash out of the lounge.
Okay. Do you have a destination in mind?
Over towards the obscuring mist.
Alright, straight to it.
Good dog.
Goon, Frannie, how about you two? Are you following along, or you got something else in mind?
The Goon will follow. After all, this is his job to defend the crypt.
Okay. How about you, Frannie? Same? Oh, mic isn't working again for some reason. Hoping to head to Haunted Locust. Okay. That's a bummer about the microphone. If you can get it fixed, then obviously jump back in. But I do have both Discord and the stream chat open, so if you need to communicate there, Emily, we'll make that work. Okay, so the three of you head for the place that warned about. Do a big brain move. Just select all of you. Perfect.
He's a genius.
There, nobody can tell.
Wasn't Frannie heading to a different spot, though?
Oh, you're right. A derp. I'm being a dummy because I'm distracted by technical issues. Okay, one less of you is floating in the void outside of the walls. And instead of being there, she heads for the Haunted Locust, which is a good place to be.
The Goon is half Gmod character, so being clipped into walls isn't exactly new.
Exactly new. It's fine, I can get you out of there. So Fleckwick and the Goon, you guys definitely see it first, but Frannie, you're not too far behind. Arriving in the Haunted Locust, you see that it's just this big round room with a wide, shallow pool of water raised up out of the floor. It's about 20 feet wide. The crypt you see is extensively haunted, and rooms such as this, these loci, are where the ghosts all sort of congregate. And by communicating with them, you can get them to show you what they see in other parts of the crypt. You can have them send messages for you or bring messages back. Anywhere in the crypt, if you say somebody's name while they're in the Haunted Locust, the ghosts will start relaying your message. And of course, you can also tell the ghosts to activate the traps in the hallways. For the safety of the resident minions, those traps are not mechanical in nature, they are just operated by ghosts on command. And so, by using that room, you are able to see what's going on. The Goon and Fleckwick, you can see it yourselves. It seems that the obscuring...
Question.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
So since the since the ghosts relay messages, can you like cast a spell that's a power word kind of spell, and have the ghosts relay it, or can they not carry the magic part of the words?
They wouldn't be able to carry the spell for you, no. If you want to cuss somebody out, you gotta be there in person. Unless you want to do the non-magical version, you can still do that. Yeah, so what you guys see, the obscuring effect was a cloud of dust and rubble, because it seems that the ceiling has collapsed. And you can actually see, amidst a bunch of crumbling dirt, because you guys are pretty far underground, there are a little tiny pinprick of night sky in this middle section here. There is a physical breach of the crypt, which has not happened in living or dead memory.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. And as you are kind of contemplating the hole in the ceiling and what it means for you guys, you suddenly see a large pair of eye stalks poking down.
Cool.
Is it the crab?
It's the
The
crab.
giant enemy crab. Attack its weak point for massive damage.
It's a giant enemy crab.
Here for
Wait, my
Bug.
sound pad closed.
Welcome back, elmlily.
We hear you are very quiet. I've got you turned up as loud as I can turn it.
I have a solution for this, but I need to be right back to go get it.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, so the crab pokes its eye stalks through the hole, and it's like, oh jeez, I noticed the hole, I gotta get this thing wider, and you see the claws, the massive crushing claws start scraping and crushing at the hole, trying to make it wider, because currently this crab cannot get through.
Fleckwick is going to shout as loud as he can, "Bug!"
Whoa. In response to that, Bug is going to stop what he's doing, give Joanna Huevos a kiss on the head, and run down towards the group.
Alright.
Well, the magic spell of conjure bugs seems to have worked pretty well.
Hello. I'm
Have fun, guys.
Oh
The
god.
phone
Hey.
still works.
Nice.
That is way louder.
Yeah, I actually gotta turn you down a little bit now.
Yeah, that's okay though.
Okay, that's great.
Of course, that would be the result. I'm sorry for blowing your eardrums all out.
Oh, it's good. Glad to have you. Okay, so, Bug, you're real fast.
Mm-hmm.
So you make quick progress down these long, largely featureless halls. But as you arrive at the joint south of the Raveyard, you run into another group of people.
Oh.
Many of whom you don't recognize.
Oh no.
But one of which you do.
Oh no.
You recognize the kind of scruffy-looking apparent leader of the gang from your previous outing.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks like he's ready for trouble. He's got a knife in each hand, and he's kind of staring you down as you are blocking, well, sort of blocking the hallway. They're 20 feet wide. And with him is a monkey. He's kind of perched on his shoulder. And also two bad dudes who appear to be wearing black trench coats, carrying katanas, and have matching magnificent mustaches. They look
This
like...
just got personal.
Oh yeah.
The goons of the world consider the bad guys of the world competitors and enemies.
Absolutely.
Mustaches, but no beards.
No beards.
Oh, thank God.
It's gonna shank us now, and then we're gonna die.
Just knives and mustaches, no beards. We're safe.
No beards.
Well, they have the katanas.
Oh yeah, but still.
So they
Out of-
must really want that
actually-
aspect, huh?
Out of curiosity, if a katana crits, do you get the 2 missing blood wounds? If a katana crits and you have no cut-up wounds, do you get 2 missing blood wounds from the fact that it inflicts 3 cut-up wounds at once?
No. In order for that effect of cut-up wounds to happen, you have to already have them. If you get 3 at once, then it's just 3 cut-up wounds.
Yeah, I think
Still
it says
bad, but it's not as bad as it could be.
if you get 1 or more while you have 1 or more.
Yeah,
I think is
exactly.
what it says.
Okay, and then if you were to get crit and you already had 1 cut-up wound, then you would take 3 missing blood wounds?
Just 1.
Just
Yeah,
one?
it's just
Okay.
one.
I
It's not
suppose
quite
that the
busted.
goon will start shooting.
And so I pull out my gun.
Alright. So I hear start shooting from the goon, and I mean, the shooting is starting whether Fleckwick wants it to or not, I guess. Bug, how about you? Are you fighting, or are you trying something else?
Do these guys in front of me have like weapons pulled, looking at me menacingly?
Yeah, they all have their weapons out.
Bug is ready to fight.
Okay. And Frannie, which group do you have eyes on? Or are you trying to look somewhere else?
The bad guys.
Well,
Wait,
there's 2 groups of bad guys that you're aware of.
probably that crab.
Crab, okay.
Going to have to shut it down. I hope I can activate a trap to minimize its movement.
Summon
Well,
Merrilander.
the tough thing about the traps is they are only available in the straight sections of hallway. They can't be used in the joints or in the rooms.
Oh, the crab is in the joint. I didn't
Yeah.
recognize the giant black gray dot as being the crab. I thought it was a pillar or something.
Oh, here, I can fix that.
Make it orange.
Pause. There you go. Now, everybody can tell that that's a crab.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that our best option is that me and Fleckwick attack the crab, and Frannie and Bug try to take out the people in the hallway, because Frannie can't help. And can't help us, and Bug is going to need the help.
Bug is very confident in his abilities.
So with
That-
summon squirrel, I know that there's one that makes it so that I don't think I can actually no, I don't think it matters. I can't upcast it that high anyway. Or
Bully.
actually no, I can. So one of them says all rabbits conjured by this casting obey your commands to the best of their ability, but then you also have deadly rabbits, killer rabbits. If I like summon a deadly rabbit and then just throw it at the crab, will the squirrel just start mauling the crab?
If you tell it to, you can tell it what to do as a without needing to spend your action. So,
But
yeah, you
what
can.
if I haven't? What if I haven't done the obey your commands? Will it just start attacking at random, or is it just gonna scatter, run off?
I mean, it's up to the squirrel at that point. You'll have to see.
All right. In that case, I'm going to probably just summon a normal squirrel and try and make it so that I can summon deadly controllable squirrels later.
Are you able to summon it on the crab?
You have to literally pull it out of a hat.
Oh yeah, of course.
Alright. So it seems like fights are going down, so this will be a conflict. We are going to be acting in quickness order. Starting with the monkey.
Of course.
Hold on a moment.
Hmm?
Does that
Wait,
crab
is this
look like
monkey
it's...
caffeinated?
You were saying, Emily?
Does that crab look like it's able to move through the hallways? Because I remember it not being able to enter the museum.
It looks like it could move through the hallways, although it'd be a bit of a tight squeeze. At the moment, it
Sideways.
can't get in through the ceiling, though. It's still kind of trapped up there. Trying to widen
Ah,
space. The monkey is going to open up by pooping in its hand and throwing it at Bug.
Ooh.
So you can roll to avoid. I know you have, what do you have, shields?
Yes. First is a 7 and a 9, so 16, 26 my defense.
6. Okay, you narrowly managed to duck the fetid projectile. And the monkey starts jumping up and down on the guy's shoulder, seemingly upset. Worked really hard to make that, and it just didn't do anything. Bug, you're up next.
I am going to... I'm going to cast Rage.
Okay?
And I'm going to... Let's see here. 1 second. I'm going to upcast it. 10 levels.
Ooh,
Expending 70 mana to get 2 of the +1 strongness and fierceness upcasts.
good stuff. Useful spell, that. Okay?
And yell at the top of my lungs, there's more enemies in the hallways.
Alright, just letting your friends know what's going on.
Yep.
So, yeah, the Goon and Fleckwick, you can both hear that. Bug can bellow with the best of them. And Frannie, assuming that you were still watching the crab, you would also hear that through the locus.
awesome.
Alright.
And that is my turn.
Yep, okay. The two identical-looking bad dudes, with their katanas at the ready, will charge towards you. Now, because you didn't say that you were going to close distance, that puts the impetus on them to do so, which means that they do not get to also attack you this turn.
Oh, okay.
But you are now sort of flanked by these two guys, one on either side of you.
Just how I like it. That's not what I meant by that, but yeah, just how I like it.
Yeah, okay. Next up is the crab. Not close enough to use its powerful deadly claws, but it is strong enough to grab a giant piece of masonry and throw it. So it's gonna eeny, meeny, miny, mo, 2 of you, and it's gonna aim for the Goon. So you need to roll to avoid or parry, I suppose, since you can do that now. The giant piece of masonry.
2d12 plus 10. Don't fail me now. 25.
5. Crab is not proficient in masonry, so you are easily able, with your
lead
baseball
pipe.
bat, your lead pipe, yeah, that's what you had.
Baseball bat, good, that'll work.
You just kind of like hold it up in front of you with both hands, and like the giant brick just kind of connects, and you're pushed back a little bit, but then you like heave and kind of flip it over your back. Not at all due to physical strength, it's all skill.
Hell yeah.
And the Goon, that brings us to your
I
turn.
should actually So I can't close the distance, and he's definitely in combat with us, so I probably couldn't sneak attack him anyway.
The crab definitely knows that you're around, yeah.
Let me just... There we go, that's my parry sound effect now.
Nice.
In that case, I'm going to cast... I have too many tabs, I'm getting lost. I'm going to upcast Summon Rabbit to level 15 for 45 mana. And summon 2 squirrels that obey my commands.
Okay. You pull a pair of squirrels out of your baseball hat.
Yes. I command them to go forth and hold the neutral. No, I pull the 2 squirrels out of my baseball cap, and can I like toss them towards the crab as part of this turn? As part of the casting?
I think that physically throwing them would be a separate action. So you can either let them go and they'll presumably get there on their own. They're pretty fast. Or you can throw them on your next turn and then they'll be in position to fight.
Well, could I next turn close the distance myself and then drop them on the ground and have them take turns move from there?
Sure. Just to give
Okay.
you a heads up, the squirrels are going next, so if that affects your decision making.
I mean, if I let them go now, it's kind of just an opportunity for them to get obliterated by the crab faster.
How far is the goon from the crab?
I think 20 feet?
Around 20 feet, yeah.
Could he take one of those little minor actions, move 10 feet forward, and then the squirrels can take a little minor action, move another 10 feet to close the distance to the crab?
Can I do that then?
Yeah, sure. Alright, so you step a little bit closer, and you let the squirrels go, and then the squirrels step a little bit closer, and they're going to attack the crab. Would you like to roll for your squirrels?
Sure. Would that just be a d12?
It's a d12 plus 5 against the crab.
Alright, the first squirrel rolls a natural 12 for a 17.
Nice.
And the second squirrel rolls a natural 1 for a 6.
The full spread. That should do something special. Unfortunately...
I should also clarify that while the goon is not wearing his baseball cap, you can still not really see his hair because he has more bandanas underneath.
I assumed. I could only draw so many in the official art there. Unfortunately, it seems that the squirrels aren't able to chew through the crab's armor. He's not so much trying to get out of the way of your squirrels as just tanking it, which gives you a little hint as to how the crab fights.
So the crab has an AC of at least 17 then.
Seems so.
Well, it seems to have the armor knack, which means that it's defending with its bigness, which is, if I remember correctly, somewhere around 20 or 30.
It's a big crab.
Yep.
We might not actually be able to damage it.
We'll see.
Next up is going to be Fleckwick. What you want to do?
Well, seeing the squirrels not do a whole lot, my plan is not necessarily going to work. So I'm going to try and sneak around the other side of this big crab and see if I can't go intervene into Bug's fight.
Okay. Sure, no problem.
I mean, I could start throwing hands, but I don't know how well that would work. I feel like it could punch me harder than I can punch it.
couple of great little goonlets here. So, oh, I guess if you're just spending your whole turn running, you can get a little bit farther. So you're sort of close enough to count as being involved in the other fight now, but not there yet. And sorry, you cut out, or my audio cut out at the end. Were you asking a question, Fleckwick?
No, I was just saying that, well, I have the fisticuffs knack. I feel like I would lose a fist fight, so I'm not going to get into one with a giant crab.
It's not an unreasonable assumption/strategy.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to deal with that giant crab down the line.
Find its weak point and attack it for massive damage.
Hmm? Frannie, that brings us to you. Currently, you were viewing the crab fight and sort of seeing that it's a little bit of a stalemate. But you're also aware of another fight going on elsewhere. So, what would you like to do from the locust room, or want to leave, or what's up?
All right, I have a few questions about the other minions. I see we have access to some skeletons, a blob, a giant scarab, and some zombies.
That's right.
Would I know how any of those are armed?
They are not armed. They fight with their natural undead weapons, with the exception of the scarab, which fights with a giant ball of poop.
Poop. Sounds like a match for the monkey. Is the blob a sticky sort or an acidic sort?
More of an acidic sort. Very much the grab and eat kind.
I'm gonna set it loose. I'm gonna command that blob to get itself to the central joint where we have a giant invader.
Okay.
That I need it to deal with.
So you switch your view over to the lounge, where you were just hanging out with the blob not too long ago. And you see that it immediately stops being a very comfy sofa and starts oozing towards the action. So we'll go ahead and put another light gray dot there to represent your buddy. But what you also can't help but notice while you're there is that Bung, your hostage/new best friend, is kind of rocking back and forth in the chair and trying to knock it over and break it and get himself loose. Hasn't succeeded yet, but working on it.
Has he eaten the instant dinner?
Surprisingly, no.
Some people just have no taste.
We should consider dispatching somebody to quickly beat Bung into submission before his friends, before he's able to escape and rejoin his friends.
I'm on it. Can I do anything else with my turn?
Using the locus for something counts as your action. So you can switch view for free, but then using it, in this case, to get the blob into the fight, would be the rest of your turn.
Alright, I'm going to switch my view over to the other fight that's taking place in the hallway.
Okay. Alright, so henceforth, you'll be able to activate some traps or do whatever else you want to do.
Okay, cool.
Alright. That brings us back to the top of the round. The monkey is going to try once more to toss some poop. You're alarmed at how quickly it seems to be able to replenish its ammunition.
Yeah.
Bug, I'm going to need you to roll to avoid, or block.
I'm raging, so I get an extra dice, as well as the extra +2. So, first one's a 5.
I don't think you can fail, given that.
Second one's a 10 to 15. Third one is a 3 for 18, so 30.
Yeah, that poop gets nowhere near you.
On my shield.
Alright, once again, a fate worse than death has been avoided. And that brings us back to your turn as well. What would you like to do, Bug?
One of these, well, there's 2 katana-wielding gentlemen on my sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the captain with his monkey in front of me.
Yep. A little bit of distance
Is
between you and the captain.
more than 10 feet?
Yeah, about 20 feet, yeah.
Okay. I will take my axe and swing it against one of the katana wielders on my side.
Okay.
For 11 plus 7 for 18 plus 32 hits.
Okay.
Or 34 to hit, rather. Sorry.
34. As you are swinging your axe with a powerful but, rather clumsy, ogreish type of swing,
Yes.
your intended target just kind of smirks under his mustache and raises his katana in an expert parrying position. And then immediately just kind of gets flattened against the wall. That guy's out.
Okay, then.
Wait, how big are these, are the bad guys?
The twins are, you would say, taller than average. Certainly not ogre-sized. And one of them is not as tall as he was a second ago.
About half his size now. Yeah.
Is he just dead?
No, but you could probably make him so without too much trouble.
Wait, what? What do axes do on a crit?
Dismember.
Oh.
Oh yeah, they do
That's
that,
not
don't
good.
they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, he's dead.
Chopped
That was-
straight in half.
That was fast.
You just see the boss kind of like draw a hand over his face, just like, I don't know why I keep bringing those guys.
So-
I would.
How did the dismembered wound kill them instantly? Just
Cut in half.
Uh,
Technically not instantly dead, but they're gonna be bleeding every turn. And like, that ain't...
they're basically dead.
Yeah.
They're
Unless
out of the
somebody
fight.
intervenes, they're dead. And frankly, the boss doesn't look inclined. And unless the other guy's got a healing katana, it just doesn't seem to be in the cards.
Is that a thing?
I mean, you don't know. Anything could be a thing. There's wizards out there.
Fair enough. And minor action, I'll move 10 feet forward.
Towards the boss, okay?
Yep.
So closing the distance there a little bit.
I think kill the boss and we are happy.
Okay. So, does the goon gain any benefit from one of his sworn nemesises getting absolutely obliterated within his vicinity?
You didn't see it happen, so definitely not.
Alright, I'm gonna have to hit up the scrying mirror after this then.
I have to. Oh, you know, since you guys have been spending a bunch of mana, there's something that I neglected to mention that I really should have.
Whoop.
Apologies. Since you are in your mentor's place of power, you have been given mana privileges.
Yes.
Usually this means that you can just train really hard with the nigh unlimited regenerative mana of this moving structure. When you're on the defense, you have been authorized to use as much as you need. However...
Does this mean I can summon infinite squirrels?
Well, it would mean that, but as some of you have already cast spells, you certainly would have noticed that Things are not as they should be, and the amount of mana that you have to draw from is significantly reduced. So you basically have 100 temporary mana, like you can spend it, but it doesn't come back.
And
So
is that for each of us or in total?
For each of you.
Okay, so I have...
So those of you who have already spent mana, if you want to take your mana back and have used that temporary mana instead, or if you want to save that 100 temporary mana, not a
The
huge
100
difference.
temporary mana, how does it interact with mana locking?
You can lock it, but it's
Okay.
it doesn't seem to be regenerating, so that's something to be aware of.
So there's no real downside to mana locking that mana because it won't regenerate anyway.
True.
Can we cast from both pools at the same time?
Yes. If you've got the channeling for it.
It doesn't change channeling at all. It's just extra max mana.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Excellent.
But you know who doesn't have extra maximum mana, but does have extra maximum bricks to throw? Is the giant crab.
Good luck.
Glad
Oh,
I'm
no,
not in there.
Actually skipped the other mustache guy because he's so pathetic. Mustache number 2 is gonna reach out dramatically to the one that is in 2 pieces on the floor and say, "Douglas!" and then take a desperate swing at you, Bug. Sort of quick stepping to close the distance and take that swing. So roll to avoid.
32.
Yeah, you totally avoid. These guys are not that big a deal.
I'm sure Douglas
Go,
will be
Bug,
fine.
go.
Then the crab starts throwing stuff. Actually, since the squirrels are closer, the crab's gonna go ahead and use its claws.
Okay, squirrel, you got this.
Yeah, you can roll quickness to avoid. I believe we've got 6 quickness. Yeah, so d12 plus 6.
9.
9. And crab rolls. Ooh. Obviously a crit.
The squirrels are working as intended.
That's one hit.
Yeah, that first.
Instead of the goon being turned into a fine red paste, it is merely one of the goon's squirrels.
Yeah, it's an infinite distraction tactic. Very effective. Yeah, that squirrel gets mushed and then poofs out of existence. So there is now 1 less. So sad. So flat.
I'm glad Frannie wasn't watching. She hates witnessing that.
Aww.
And you know the Goon be training that spell all the time, so you gotta watch it a lot. Alright. And speaking of the Goon, you have just witnessed the relative futility of the squirrel versus crab battle. What would you like to do on your turn?
Well, you know, my sworn arch nemesis are on the other side of this crab, so I'm gonna go that way instead.
Okay.
I'm gonna command the squirrel to keep fighting the crab. Not because it's going to do anything, but it will distract the crab for another turn.
Hopefully.
Poor squirrel.
Squirrel, I command you to go forth and hold down the neutral. I think that's a fighting game joke.
Alright. So you run past the crab, which is not obstructing you because it's stuck in the ceiling. And are able to sort of join the increasingly one-sided fight over there on the other side of the hall. Let's see, and the boss. Kind of looking around and seeing that he's immediately surrounded and losing minions. I think he's just gonna get out of there. Honestly.
God. We're trying to get rid of the gray dots. And also this crab.
And also the crab, yeah.
The really big gray dots with legs.
Oh, I thought I was muted.
Weren't you, fool? We now know your strategy.
I was explaining it to a spectator.
Okay, so the boss is going to run past Bug, and he is very fast, but you see him disappear down this southern hallway, so you're not sure exactly how far he gets, but he would have at least been able to reach the zombie storage room.
Is the zombie storage full of zombies?
Should be, yeah. They get put away in their coffins when they're not on active duty. There is an emergency release lever in there if you want to let them all out at once.
Would Frannie be able to do that from the locus?
Frannie can do that from the locus.
Is that a good idea?
Yes.
I don't see why it would be a bad idea to unleash the zombies and have them can she also command the zombies to block the exits?
Yeah, they should be able to do that since there's a lot of them. But for now, it is the lone squirrel's turn.
Let's go!
If you want to roll, let's go ahead.
Can the squirrel, like, dodge or something? Like in D&D, you can take a dodge action?
I'll say yes. If you want to forego your attack and just get an extra die to evade next time you're attacked, sure, I'll allow it. Sounds reasonable.
That sounds fair.
Yeah. That's the great thing about being the GM. You can just make shit up. If you're the GM and you invented the game, ha, forget it. Alright. So that's the squirrel. Frannie, it's not your turn yet, but you hear a resounding explosion come from around the corner to the southeast.
So by the Portergeist?
By the Portergeist.
What are those, by the way? I don't think it's in the doc.
The Portergeist are a fast travel means of getting around the crypt in a hurry, because if you haven't noticed, the difference between the dorms and the toilets is problematic.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a big Iron Maiden that you step into, close, it kills you, transports your ghost to a different Portergeist, reconstructs your body out of magic, and then spits you out.
Awesome.
All in one turn?
All in one turn, yeah. But it is one person at a time.
Bathroom.
Very efficient.
Yeah, you do come out in the new body still needing to pee. It's unfortunate.
Yes, the old teleportation by making a clone at the other end.
Yeah, exactly. It's classic science fiction trope.
I mean, it's still your soul, so I guess it's still you. It's not like a...
Yeah, it's actually less...
It's still your same pee, too.
You're not,
Since it is confirmed to be your original soul, it is in fact less destructive than in Star Trek.
Do Star Trek transporters create a new soul?
I mean, I guess it's up for debate.
I thought it was just kind of like disassembles you temporarily and then puts you back in the same shape that you were earlier.
I mean, people have theories. But that is neither here nor there. It is, in fact, in the dark depths of space, and that's not this adventure. This adventure is about Fleckwick, about to absolutely destroy a guy with a katana, I'm assuming.
I take it I'm within 16 feet then.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, sure. If you do a quick move, yeah.
I'm gonna shuffle forward and then cast Ground Beef Breath. I'm gonna upcast it 11 times.
Okay.
And I am going to,
Don't listen to
I'm
Monty.
going to vomit all over Not Douglas.
All right.
Poor
So that
man.
is a bigness versus hygiene check.
Hygiene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, the mustache.
See, that's the best part of having all kinds of crazy spells, is you can target weird stats. Okay.
Yeah.
I honestly... Regardless, so that is going to be a grand total of 10 from me.
Sorry, how
It's
much?
not bad.
10.
10.
4 plus 6.
All right. The second
far, I think
mustache
that-
man, fearing for his facial hair, is going to do an epic backflip and avoid the worst of the meat spray. But he is still standing in it, so his boots are getting all gunky.
All right. And I used 15 of my own mana and 74 from the mana pool.
Sure.
That way I'll be back to full mana next turn.
Yeah.
Did it look like he had a knack for backflips?
You aren't sure. He just looks like he's cool. They look like they're cool. I mean, not the first one so much, but this guy still looks like he's cool, so he's able to do cool stuff.
Not the second one here in about 10 seconds.
He's not gonna look as cool once the goon gets his hands on him.
He's gonna be the third and fourth one in a second is what he's gonna be.
That is my turn.
Okay. Let's see here. That brings us to somebody else.
Someone off screen.
Frannie, you've still got eyes on the lounge.
Yeah.
So
Or-
what?
I thought I was watching the fight
She was
that's taking place in the hallway.
Oh,
I just
yeah, you
witnessed
did
a
look
ground
away,
beef
didn't you?
spread.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. Oh no.
Frannie is just missing all of the important things.
Yeah, she's
Frannie should be just like shuffling through the cameras like it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
she sees a squirrel get squished, so she's like, "Oh, I gotta go somewhere else," and watches a bug. Then
That's
she
how it always
sees a
goes.
mustachio gentleman get chopped in half.
Gotta check on Foxy, he's gonna be running.
Yeah.
That being the case, it is Frannie's turn. What would you-
Okay. I can't watch the ooze progress, can I? Well, the ooze didn't.
The blob started, but it's pretty slow.
I definitely wanted to check out that explosion though. Nearest Portergeist.
That's what it sounded like, so you check that out. And what you see is that the Portergeist has been destroyed.
Oh.
Oh no.
You see, like, just a big scorch mark. And, just to remind you, that joint is 60 feet wide, and it is, like, all scorch mark. The ceiling, the walls. Sort of in the middle of it, you see a goblin with a large backpack and just kind of covered in black hatch marks and just kind of giggling to herself. With her, you see what appears to be two ninjas, one of whom you recognize from her bright purple hair, and also a dinosaur. There is a
Wait,
small
which
Tyrannosaurus.
Portergeist is this?
This is the southernmost one,
Southern.
the one that's close to Frannie.
Oh no.
Oh, no, indeed.
Well, they did break the device, so they can't be porting anywhere.
Oh, outsiders wouldn't be able to use them in the first place. But,
Oh.
now nobody can use it. You watch them for a second, and they don't say much, but the Lady Ninja points to the east, and they all sort of ready to run in that direction, but they're still at the Portergeist for the moment.
Okay, can I tell the ghosts in the hall to the east of them to ready some traps?
Sure, yes. You have 3 kinds of traps available. To do Locus.
I'm gonna catch 'em.
You will roll for the traps. They are all based on fierceness and opposed by quickness. You have arrow traps to cause shot wounds, blade traps to cause cut-up wounds, or a crushing trap to cause a battered wound. Is there a specific one that you want to try to use?
Let me see. Battered. Battered would be good. Cut up would also be good. And what was the other one?
Shot.
Yeah, the arrow
Shot.
trap.
Bam!
Oh, absolutely, let's shoot them.
Okay. So you tell the ghosts to have an arrow trap ready as they move to the east. Right.
Will I be rolling my fierceness?
It's your fierceness.
Ah,
So
dang.
I probably
Frannie
should have
not
been the
very
one.
fierce?
Okay.
Yeah, Fleckwick has a fierceness of 9.
Looks a fierce boy.
I really want to set that scarab loose, but I think that will have used my turn.
Yeah, if you want to ready the trap, then that will prevent you from releasing the scarab. Or if you want to activate the scarab, they can actually block the hall. It's a big poo ball.
I will
That
point out that if they go the other way, then they might find you.
It's possible.
we're gonna stick with the arrow trap for now. They don't know that's coming,
Okay.
so they won't like walk up on it and then decide to turn around or anything.
Out of curiosity, could I have sneak attacked via the arrow trap?
Sneak attack via the arrow trap.
It's a fierceness attack, so I don't.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
You
think
need
so.
slickness or quickness, isn't
forgot
it?
about that.
Yeah. Basically, you need to be as dramatic as possible when giving the ghosts the order. So I don't think you could make a sneak attack happen that way. It'd be on the ghosts, not you. Okay, that's gonna bring us back to the top of the round. Bug, you want to mash this guy?
Well, I think my 2 comrades can take care of him. I kind of want to chase down the captain and his monkey.
Okay.
So let's see. Am I able to, with a minor action, move 10 feet and get line of sight of him?
Line of sight? Theoretically, yes, you can do that.
Okay. And from there, how much distance would there be between us?
Oh, let's see. Just kind of eyeballing it. Well, actually, since you can see the guy now, you will see some things of note I should mention. First of all, he's fast.
Yeah.
So he's not where I had him as a placeholder. He is a fair bit further down.
Run fast, okay.
And that'd be
That's unfortunate.
almost 200 feet away.
Yeah, damn.
One thing that I will say is that you no longer see the monkey.
Oh no. Oh god. We're in danger.
Last thing you want is a monkey loose.
Out of curiosity, do we know when he who cuts the threads will be back?
It's supposed to be a few days.
Is there any way to contact them?
Haunted Locust.
I can't theoretically throw my axe 200 feet, huh?
Not unless
Not
you have
even.
some kind of spell.
Fair enough, fair enough. Not even with 12 strength?
Not even.
That's fine. Probably a waste to just keep going after him. So I will use my, I guess, 90 feet of movement heading towards the crab.
Alright.
Or
Okay.
actually, I'm sorry. What's the vault situation like? Like that closest vault towards us?
It is
Locked up.
Yeah, from what you can see, it is just a massive steel locked door. You know that there's 2 additional steel locked doors in that little section of hallway there. And there should also be a number of magical protections, but you've noticed that the magic appears to be on the fritz, so you can say.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just move the rest of my movement towards the crab.
Okay. Get past the other guys there. And that brings us to...
While passing by not Douglas, I'll point at Douglas and say, "You gonna eat that?"
Rise.
Oh, okay. You can have it. Yeah. That's my turn.
Alright. Not Douglas is going to do a quick step towards the group of players here, which would put him adjacent to Fleckwick, just about. Adjust your positions to reflect. And he's going to take another swing. So Fleckwick, I'm going to need you to roll to avoid.
Quickness, I assume?
Quickness by default, yep.
That's a 10 plus 4 for a 14.
14.
I'm hoping not a 28.
It's not a 28, but it is a hit. It was close. So you are going to take 1 cut-up wound from that katana.
Minus
The
quickness.
Yep, just
The
-1.
goon is going to taunt the bad guy with something along the lines of, "You bad guys are all such cowards. You bad guys are such cowards and so scared of us superior goons that even when facing your sworn nemesis, you'd rather go for some random guy with beef in his beard."
That wasn't very nice.
Oh no, the bad dude's gonna lean into the rivalry and be like, "Oh, is there a goon here? All I saw is a little bandana bitch."
Well, then clearly you are very stupid and imperceptive.
The goon, from that line, it sounds like the goon is like choking back tears, and just being very sincere and like, "No." Oh. Let's see.
It wasn't supposed to come off like that.
The crab is gonna take a swing at the squirrel. So if you want to roll with the bonus die to avoid, you can go ahead and do that.
Oh man, he just rolled a 1 and a 4 for a total of 11.
Oh.
11. Oh, bummer. That's gonna be another squirrel poofed.
That's gonna be our ceiling.
Well, you know what? If the crab's fighting squirrels, he's not ripping up the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in
I
a
should've
minute
kept
it's gonna
feeding
be
him
the
squirrels.
ceiling.
In a minute. Frannie, you see the lady ninja run to the east to where you've got your trap prepped.
Oh boy,
does
it's
is the
shooting
lady
time.
ninja?
Shooting time.
Are they? Have they recovered from their injuries?
They seem like they have.
It's been 23 days, at
Yeah.
least.
It's been 23 days. Only the Goon would not spend time to not get back to
Well,
full.
the Goon did the math, and learning how to parry to avoid getting injured horrifically more was determined to be better than getting rid of a mere impalement wound to his backup kidney or backup liver.
It's too bad I can't take care of that yet with my regeneration spell, but it can't upcast so well.
You know what? You've got someone to practice on. Good training.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
heal it an infinite number of times and it never recovers.
if you want to
Okay,
roll for the trap, it's fierceness.
let's loose. Awesome. I rolled a total of 12.
Total of 12. Not a bad roll. But unfortunately, the Lady Ninja appears to be extremely adept. You think you recall hearing her name is Nina, and she just does a whole bunch of flips and cartwheels down the hallway, and gets all the way to the other joint there. She is also very fast.
Whoa.
And can run on walls, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Goon. This is your chance to show whether goons are bad dudes or truly the superior mook.
Yeah, we're gonna. I can't sneak attack him, I'm guessing.
No, and not unless something changes significantly in this situation.
I wish sneak attack was as easiest to proc as it is in 5e.
Yeah, well, that's better than it is in
Alright.
5e, so.
8 plus 10. 18.
Swinging with the pipe?
Yes.
Okay. He's going to roll dodge, and he is going to screw it up. Play it.
Typical bad guy L.
Pipe.
That means he's going to take a battered wound.
Ah! It's instantly defeated.
Typical
What?
Goon W.
It only makes the loud clanging noise when it's a sneak attack.
Oh, I see.
Oh, there it is.
That was the second hit after he's already down.
Double tap.
It counts as a sneak attack because he's already unconscious.
Exactly.
Yes.
Alright. So, Douglas and Gordon are down. His name was Gordon, by the way.
Gordon Freeman. In the flesh. Oh, I guess he won't be able to stop the Combine now.
I guess not. It's going to be a problem for another adventure. The second ninja, who appears to be a man, follows after the first, not as fast, but still pretty fast. Now, the thing about these traps is that they are AoEs, so he is running through the activated trap in order to try and catch up. So you can go ahead and roll again for a second target, Frannie.
Awesome. Second target. Oh no, it's only 8.
Only 8.
I have a low fierceness. It's pretty much up to the die roll.
Well, guess what? Players win on ties.
Oh,
So,
All right.
Ninja number 2 tries to do a bunch of cool flips and cartwheels, but it is obvious that he does not have the skill of the one that he's trying to follow. And ends up shot full of arrows.
Ha ha ha, nice.
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 Excellent.
-1 strength quickness.
What? Quack?
That wasn't me.
There's a duck. What?
Heard nothing. Maybe it was me. Alright, a single shot wound is
duck
not going to be enough to
is-
keep that guy down. He's
Doesn't
gonna...
being shot make him less quick though?
Less quick at making rolls to avoid stuff, but the actual movement speed is not affected.
Yeah.
Frannie, since you have eyes on the situation, you notice the leader joining up with the Lady Ninja, and they are like kind of gesturing and whispering, but your view at the moment is too far away to actually discern what they're saying. But they seem to be adjusting their plans in some respect. Squirrels, there's no more squirrels. The goblin and the dinosaur are also going to follow, so could I get 2 more rolls for arrows, please, Frannie?
Okay. Oh, roll number 1's a total of 6.
It's going to miss the...
We're dropping. And roll number 2 is a total of 9.
9?
I'm sorry, did you say dinosaur?
Yes, dinosaur.
What kind of dinosaur?
It's a small Tyrannosaurus Rex, or a very large raptor.
Wow. That's a problem.
That could be a problem. Also, the dinosaur is carrying the goblin. Got a saddle on it.
Cool.
So they appear to be even a little bit slower than the ninja, so they're kind of lagging behind. But yeah, those guys are making their way down that hallway. Surely.
But did they get shot?
The dinosaur got shot, but the goblin managed to avoid it. Fleckwick, there are no more enemies in your immediate vicinity, but you know of a few more.
I am going to, again, operate under the assumption that I'm not going to fist fight a giant crab, and I'm going to start moving after the leader. And on the way past, I'm going to, kick not Douglas, just as revenge.
Sure. There's not many places left to kick because of all the pipe wounds, but you find a spot. Okay.
That's my turn.
Yep. Now, we find ourselves in a situation where nobody is really in a position to actively fight at the moment. So we're going to step out of quickness order for a bit, and just kind of a little more loosey-goosey. What is the strategy that you guys are trying to put into play at the moment?
Oh, I
hit as many things with my metal pipe as possible and research some spells that don't require people to be looking away from me to use them in combat.
Just as a quick question, we are still in a conflict, so we don't get to improve any spells?
This whole thing is a conflict. I'm going to say that since you navigated this first part and took some guys out, that this counts as a break. So yes, if you have cast a spell, then you can check off your relevant points and roll for improvements.
And
so we had
check the
squirrels,
rules
we
for
had
that.
beef breath, we had rage. Rage is still
Aw.
going.
no squirrels for me, or
So
no spells for me.
spend total mana equal to or exceeding your channeling value. Spend mana equal to or exceeding your channeling value on a single spell. Run out of mana, that's for focus, and maximum cast. Cast a spell to be improved at least once. So it looks like I can, at this present time, I can only improve the maximum cast of Summon Squirrel by 1.
I strategically added a dead level onto ground beef breath so that I could improve my mana pool,
Sure
which
thing.
is going to increase it by 7 up to 98.
Okay.
I think you can add a d6 to the maximum cast, Squirrel.
Yes, I have a maximum cast of 15 on Summon Squirrel now,
Gotcha.
Okay.
which I think I can actually use. And that means I can summon 3 squirrels at once now.
I add 4 to my max cast for each, because that's all I got. All I can do.
Dang.
And in terms of plan, I think Fleckwick is going to move into the zombie storage and then pull the emergency lever.
Okay. It sounds like Bug is gonna try and go fight the crab.
Well, I want to my party members first, if that's possible.
Sorry, you cut out a bit. You want to do what? Party
I want
members?
to speak with my party members. I guess
Okay.
the Goon.
Speaking of speaking with party members, I did want to send some ghost messages and let all the various wizards know about the handful of ninjas and T-Rex in the hall.
Okay. Yeah, so all of you are now apprised of what's going on in the southern hall there.
Fleckwick is going to pull the lever like 3 times then.
The Goon.
Yes.
So, there are enemies to the southeast that seem to be leaving our area of the crypt. And then there is a giant enemy crab in the middle of our area of the crypt. Should we chase after those enemies, or should we try to protect the area that we are charged to protect? That is my
Well,
question. Because it seems like they're leaving.
do we know who's in the other areas of the crypt?
I'm assuming Frannie gave you the rundown. Or do you mean as for your allies?
Yeah, do we know
to
who's
more
in the section of the next section of the crypt that the enemies seem to be moving to?
There is a big stretch of unoccupied hallway separating the sections. But there's a whole other contingent of people comparable in strength to your total contingent.
Can Frannie warn them with the Haunted Locust?
She should be able to.
Okay.
Sounds reasonable.
However, when you try,
Oh
you find that the locust ain't working right either. Just everything's breaking
no.
around here today.
Damn.
Oh no! I wonder if there's like a
Can
main.
Frannie send a message to he who cuts the threads at least?
That should also be possible, but it seems right
probably.
now the locust is only able to interact within your local section of the crypt. So you're not sending any messages out unless you can run all the way there.
Next, these vaults presumably have many powerful magical artifacts.
Each one should have at least one.
The Goon. Do we
Yes.
want to plunder these vaults at all? Because some of our enemies are very, very fast. Maybe something in these vaults would help us.
Well, presumably they want what's in the vaults.
Yeah, but they're not attacking these vaults specifically. I mean, the captain there spawned, quote unquote, spawned right next to a vault and didn't try to break into it.
It's true, they barely gave that locked door a second glance.
Hmm.
Maybe there's something
Is
in these
worth
vaults to help us
consideration,
with.
I think.
If to nothing else, help us against this giant crab that is going to run amok and make the situation a whole lot worse.
Oh yeah, I just remembered someone else might make the whole situation worse if Bung gets loose. I gotta check in on Bung.
Oh god.
Alright, you check
Yeah,
in.
I said earlier that we should send somebody to quickly beat him to death.
Maybe the blob can help with that?
Blob was on its way, but it's slow.
Or the blob
No, Blob was on its way to the
originated in the
crab.
village.
I was planning on sending something else to deal with Bung and then got distracted by ninjas. Cursed ninjas.
Fair enough. But yeah, once everyone is
Oh
ready,
my!
I think.
Oh no! I'm so sorry. It's my first time dealing with an invasion.
Oh,
So, Frannie, when you go to check on Bung, the way that the locus works is that you are able to check on specific locations or on occupants by name, and you know Bung's name. So even though he is not in the lounge where you expect to find him, all that's there is the shattered remains of a chair and a little bit of blood. And
He
also
took the dinner!
some cracks in the ceiling.
Oh.
You see Bung, very red-faced, very huffing and puffing, as you noticed him previously, appears to be up in the north, near a portergeist, and is like kind of frantically gesturing and pointing to the south, and speaking to another new figure, who appears to be a very tall, very heavily armored person with light shining out of their visor, and just a big heavy hammer.
Oh no!
dangerous.
That
Seems like
screams
they've
anti-undead to me.
I think they may have hijacked our Portergeist system.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they also exploded our Portergeist system, so they can't use it right now. But
The dinosaur didn't quite fit, and it overloaded the system. Okay, so yeah, that's where I'm at. I want to break into a vault, potentially, and I want to fight this giant enemy crab.
Okay.
If the rest of the party is down.
As to the vaults, for informational security, you guys don't actually know what's in any of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have keys. But if
We
you're
have
able
somebody
to
with-
jimmy them open, theoretically the magical defenses will not kill you because you are registered minions.
We have slickness and we have
I
strength.
could try jimmying the lock open.
Yeah, that's a slickness, so... You guys are right here.
So it would just be 1d20?
D12, yeah?
1d12.
Alright.
Nah, go ahead and roll the d20 in.
Stop rolling low! Maybe I should stop using this online dice roller. I got a 13.
I
It's
never
not gonna
trust them.
work.
13 is not gonna do it.
Can I use my axe?
You can try, but big as your axe is, that door is bigger.
And I am still raging.
You are still raging.
Okay. 8. That fell off. 13. 25. 35. 37.
37? Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. By stacking up dice and strongness bonuses,
Yep.
you are able to just completely stave in the first massive door. However,
There's
the
2
door
more.
also staves in your axe.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that,
Maybe there's an axe in there.
You could still hit people with it, but it no longer counts as an axe.
Okay.
Did Bug bring? Does Bug have his backup axe as his one extra item?
I don't know, do you?
My extra item was a replica of the aspect helm.
Oh, the little thimble-sized one?
Yeah.
The one that we can make grow up with the command word of bungle.
Well, now you just made it big.
Yep.
Well,
You now have
asking
a
the
full-sized replica aspect helm.
Wonderful. I wear
Is it fully functional?
Nope.
Speaking of, where did the other aspect helm go? Because it was in my mouth.
Should be in a vault. Not sure which
Alright.
one.
Probably what they're looking for.
I would imagine.
All right.
What are they getting up to the south of me?
Well, what they're getting up to right now is hanging out with a whole horde of zombies. Because you were right there and just start spamming the zombie release lever. So all of the coffins that are arranged in this room just like stand up straight off the floor, open, and like zombies flop out onto the floor, groaning with grogginess. They were having a nice sleep, and they start shambling to their feet. And you point them in the direction of bad guys, and they sort of start making their way there. Wrong color. There's your horde of zombies. It's a number of zombies who count as a single creature for mechanical purposes. And they are on their way to head off the other group. Which I think means that we are just about ready to hop back into quickness order, because a fight's about to break out.
Before we do that, can I also set loose the scarab?
Sure. I'll give you one more since you're right there in the locus.
I've done a whole lot of troubleshooting, a whole lot of trying to contact people, but I absolutely had that lined up as a thing that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, are you giving any specific instructions to the scarab?
Fight T-Rex.
Okay.
Chase ninjas to the east.
Alright. And
And
starting
trap them
back
between a
over.
horde and a smelly place.
Starting back over, top of the round, in quickness order, Bug, you are up top of the creatures that you currently are aware of.
Okay.
So you do still have a smashing implement, but I would say if it counts as anything, it counts as a hammer now. So you wouldn't be getting your skill, but you can still use your extra die of strongness from your spell. So do you want to wail against a second door?
Might as well, sure.
How many doors are there?
There
Total.
are 3 doors on each of these little vault hallways. So if Bug can get one and then you can get another one, then the vault will be open.
First die.
And then
is 12.
hopefully there's a funky magic axe inside, huh?
Hopefully there's
I hope
something.
so. Second one is a 8, so 20, 32 total.
32. The second door also staves in, and now you are unarmed.
Yeah. I'll back away and let the slickness do the rest.
Okay?
As I think my rage ends, because it only lasts 60 seconds.
Yeah, it's gonna be... I'd say it probably runs out about this time.
Fair enough.
Is it the Goon's turn?
Not just yet. The Lady Ninja is going to go running towards the zombie horde and strike up a battle pose. But she moved full speed, so she's not doing anything else. And then it is the Goon's turn. Go ahead.
For fuck's sake. God damn it. Nat 1.
Oh.
Ah!
Yeah, you ain't...
Okay, screw this. Where are my physical dice?
The third door stands resolute. I will also note at this point, since you have literally smashed 2 of them apart, you are pretty sure that the magical defenses are not working properly.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe the magical defenses are like the magical defenses on the quote-unquote mummy's door in We'll Save World for Gold.
Maybe.
All the
can't-
better for them to
Here it
heist.
is.
They really
Like,
took care of
physical
this.
dice that I bought for $20 off of Amazon that I'm pretty sure these dice are also pretty crappy, but...
The
Well, you gotta break them in.
second ninja... these guys also having had time to collect themselves, is going to stride casually up behind the lady ninja, and Fleckwick, you can see all of this. He's not hurrying like she is. He simply stands, stops in the hallway, arms crossed, and lets out an anime laugh. The perfect target for my ultimate technique! And then he raises his hands to the sky and, like, shouts, and you can see magical power flashing off of him like a Dragon Ball Z bad guy. And then he gestures towards the horde of zombies, laughing the whole time. And that's his turn.
Can I say Frannie saw that?
Sure.
She is instantly smitten.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Frannie, do not the ninjas. They are our enemy.
Boss leader also shows up. It seems that this group that is joined up is making their way to the north.
Ah.
Maybe they're going for the vault up in the top right.
I am a little concerned that that's where the monkey went. I was expecting to have poo thrown at me when I entered the zombie storage room, but the fact that it still isn't here implies that it went a different direction.
Okay, the goblin and the dinosaur also show up. Fleckwick, it is your turn. Enemies are approaching. There is a zombie horde between you and them. Some sort of ultimate technique has just been invoked. You don't really know what it does yet.
Can I muscle through the zombies and cast ground beef breath down the hall to try and hit as many as I can?
The only one who would be close enough would be the Lady Ninja, but yes, you can do that. So, move you a little bit closer here, but I don't want to put you in the middle of the blob of zombies.
If I'm only going to be able to hit one anyway, I'm instead going to put the Lady Ninja in a headlock.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
See, I don't know if she has any particular defenses against that. She's good at a lot of stuff. Yeah, she has backflips, so we'll see.
That is a 6 plus 4 plus my strongness of 7 for a 17.
17? I rolled just a little bit better. She narrowly gets away from you before you can get a hold on her. She's good.
Alright. Not great rolls for me.
Unfortunate.
That's the way it goes.
I couldn't catch her either.
The giant scarab's turn. Just to make note that it is in fact acting.
Yay.
But nobody can see it because Frannie canonically is watching the zombie room fight at the moment. Frannie, can you roll... I guess it would be slickness for me, please?
Sure thing. That's going to be a total of 11.
11. You detect the sound of gunfire coming from the northwest.
Uh-oh. Is it Franny's turn then?
It is... Yes, it is your turn, actually. There's a lot of guys on the board, but yes, it is your turn next. Go ahead.
Okay. Franny is on the edge of her seat, dying to see what this guy's ultimate technique is. How wizardly! But she does need to check up on the bung cam real quick and possibly release some zombies depending where they are.
Okay, so here's what you see on the bung cam. North of the lounge, you see Bung is kind of hanging back in that joint there and trying to catch his breath. But the armor-clad character is a little further down the hall fighting the blob, who is still trying to get to that crab fight.
Uh-oh. I haven't seen what the crab has done to our ceiling. I don't want...
I will note there are an awful lot of people in the hallway south of me. You could get them all with a trap.
It's truth.
Ooh.
The blob is immune to a lot of things, but being punctured is not one of them, so it seems like those bullets did a number.
Wait, who has the gun?
You don't see anyone with a gun, you just heard gunfire.
Okay, maybe there's someone invisible in the hall with a gun shooting the blob. Maybe it came from the armor-clad guy. I am going to focus traps nonetheless there in that place, and can I ready traps and also let the Goon and Bug know that there are enemies down that hall to the west of them?
Sure.
Was that sure?
Yes, yes.
Both things?
Both things.
Okay.
So you can catch 4 targets with a single trap. The Lady Ninja is a little bit separated from the rest. But which trap would you like to use?
It was battered, shot, and...
Cut up.
Battering.
Okay, so it's going to be 4 rolls.
Let's just drop a bunch of dice at once. Oh. 8, 1, 1, and 7. What do I add?
Fierceness, so +2 for you, right?
Yes, so 10, 3, 3, and 9.
Okay, well, your new boyfriend gets cold-cocked in the face by just a giant stone section of the wall popping out and from the left and snapping him across the jaw.
Oops! Oh! Well, he'll still cast the spell!
This just suddenly turned from whatever it was before to wipeout.
Yeah, pretty much. But it seems the other 3 are all able to avoid. That is...
Does anything happen to with the spell
Nothing yet.
that he was charging?
He seems to just kind of be awaiting the resolution of that. I guess we'll find out later. The blob is going to attack the Iron Wizard.
The blob is slower than Franny?
Comparable.
That's hard to believe, right?
The blob is not gonna be doing anything against that powerful armor. Too bad. The zombies are gonna attack the Lady Ninja. Oh, how much better they'll fare, but we'll see. Decent roll. Ooh, better roll. She manages to avoid all of their grabbing and clawing with just epic backflips, and because she has the backflipping back, she actually sort of moves past the zombies and is now on the opposite side of them. Brings us back to the top of the round. Monkey's still unaccounted for.
Alright. It's gonna have to be skeletons next to stop a ninja.
Bug, you're up. You're unarmed, but you do have a helmet now.
Yeah.
Do you want to headbutt the
See
door
if you
down?
can learn that monkey's name.
I think it is best to. Are those katanas still around here?
There are indeed 2 katanas lying in the hall.
Can I walk over and pick them both up?
Sure thing.
Would it take my full action to get there?
No.
Right. Then
Wait, what are you picking up?
2 katanas
Ew.
from the fallen Douglas and Douglas brothers. And as my full action, I'm going to recast Rage.
Okay.
And I'm going to give me like 15 seconds to do math.
Sure.
I am going to. I can increase my maximum cast once per conflict by yelling the name of the spell.
Can.
Rage!
Alright.
Yes. And I will add 24 levels using my temporary mana and my current mana
Sure thing.
to add 3 quickness to myself.
Nice. It's a fast boy.
Yes.
You know, I'll remind the rest of you as we come into the last hour of our stream, you do have options to improve your rolls. If you're feeling the sting here, you can take a strained wound to give yourself an extra die to literally anything. You can overchannel to improve your channeling. You can improve your max cast by being anime, as you just saw. Just something to bear in mind.
But I believe that is the end of my turn.
That's it for Bug, yeah.
Dual wielding katanas.
Wielding katanas.
Lord help us all.
Alright, Lady Ninja. She is going to ignore the fighting and Bug, you see her run past.
Oh.
Heading north.
Okay, they're definitely going for the vault in this dead end over here. I bet that's where the aspect helm is.
Possibly.
Could very well be. The Goon, it's your turn. You're still standing in front of that final locked door. What you want to do?
If you want to go after the ninja, I'll try and break down the door with this katana. And this spare katana.
Okay. Before I waste another action doing absolutely nothing, what are my actual chances of success of picking this lock?
As a bit of a meta immersion break, I will tell you that it is possible. And I will remind you that if you are feeling the sting, you can take one wound, one strain slickness, to add an extra die to your tempt.
Screw it. We're gonna push it.
Alright, let's push it.
Fingers crossed.
First die. 6. Second die. 12.
Nice.
For a total of,
Woohoo!
would that be 28 or 27?
It'll be enough is what it'll be.
Woo!
Target number was 20. Okay, the final door pops open. And you wipe the frustration tears from under your sunglasses and step into the room. There is a single dramatic floodlight shining from overhead on a pedestal with a pair of big old gloves on it. Somewhere between what a queen would wear to her own coronation and something a very rich baseball player would use to catch a ball out in left field.
What is it?
There is also a descriptive plaque which you very quickly speed read.
In case there's any thieves that need to know what there is, what
Just
it is.
in case. Well, I mean, there's supposed to be a lot of, lightning bolts and fireballs and things discouraging them from getting this far.
Uh-huh.
Also 3 doors.
Also 3 doors. But stuff ain't working right, as you may have noticed. What you are looking at are the Gauntlets of Colossal Power. While wearing these oversized gloves, any spell the wearer casts that summons a creature costs 100 times as much mana, and the creature arrives with 100 times as much bigness. The creature is uncontrolled, but has a strong desire to destroy major cities.
I don't... Let's see, 15, 150... I don't have enough mana!
Again.
No!
You have that 100 extra.
Oh wait,
Is
hang
that
on.
what you
100
have?
times as much? That would be 1,500, never mind.
Oh.
Functionally baseball gloves to go with the bat.
Well, this is useless. Do they do anything else?
That is all they do.
Darn. Alright, well that's not gonna help.
So that's your turn?
Yeah, that's an action and a little move to get into the room.
Well, that was a waste of 3 actions.
But
and a perfectly good axe.
A few dozen more days of training.
Yeah.
Think what you could do.
I mean, are we gonna have to give these back?
Probably.
I mean, are we even taking them?
That's up to you.
Over in the southern hallway, the ninja lets out another slightly shaky, slightly tooth-spitty-outy laugh, recovering quickly from the trap, and says, "Behold my ultimate magic! Call Meteor!" And you hear a muffled thump from somewhere high overhead, and nothing else happens. And you see the ninja just kind of look up at the ceiling and just, like, work through it for a few seconds, and then just look kind of sheepish.
Amazing.
He's so hot.
He's so hot, but he's so dumb.
If it wasn't my house he was trying to destroy.
Maybe we can recruit him, if he's not dead at the end of this.
I mean, fingers crossed. The leader is, as a free action, going to kick the ninja and then use his turn to also run past the zombies. These fast guys, they're tough.
There's a reason I tried to put one of them in a headlock.
Yeah, you know, it was a good idea. And they definitely have allies that are much less fast that are about to be blocked by the zombies. Speaking of which, the goblin and the dinosaur are going to do their thing.
Uh-oh.
The goblin is going to chuckle maniacally, pull something out of her bag, and say to the sagging ninja, "I'll show you how to blow things up!" And she throws a bomb at the pile of zombies. Let's see here. That's going to be a hit. Oh my god.
That's not good.
About a third of the zombies get blown up. Then the dinosaur is going to step forward a little bit. Just all stepping forward dramatically at this point. The dinosaur steps forward, opens its toothy maw, and goes, "Mlam," and a big old long tongue lashes out and grabs for a zombie.
Oh,
Yoshi.
Yeah.
This is legally distinct tongue dinosaur, thank you very much.
Oishi.
And another zombie is going to get licked, lapped up, and crunched on.
Quick lap lunch.
Okay. Fleckwick, you just watched all of that transpire. Your zombies are kind of getting wrecked. But they are now sort of prepared to be in the midst of the enemy, which will allow them to make more attacks because there's so many of them. What would you like to do on your turn?
I am going to cast ground beef breath down this hallway and hit as many of them as I can.
That's going to be all three.
And I
Big money.
am going to push it so that I'm rolling 2 dice plus my bigness against hygiene.
Let's go.
Alright.
And I assume that works on all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Alright, so against the ninja, that's an 11 and a 3, 14 plus 6 for a 20.
20. That's a hit.
Alright, it gets a barfy boot wound.
Yep. Ninja's actually kind of getting beat here.
Against the dinosaur, that rolled off the table. That's a 6 plus a 4 plus 6 for a, I can do math, a 16.
16 does it.
And against the goblin, that's a 10 plus a 6 plus 6 for 22.
Also a hit. Got all 3 of them.
And I'm going to look at the dinosaur and say, that is how you use your mouth.
No.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Good turn.
And I did upcast that 11 levels again to cast at my maximum channeling.
Good stuff.
Optimized.
And I get a strained bigness, which puts my bigness down to D10s.
Alright, and then Fleckwick, in addition to the warm fuzzy feeling of barfing on a whole bunch of people...
It does feel good.
The grossness is enhanced as you see a gigantic ball of poop come rolling around the corner, about to mush these guys between it and the zombies.
Oh boy.
But it doesn't quite reach this turn.
Gentlemen, we may be about to die horrifically at the hands of what I can only assume is some kind of overpowered paladin and/or crab. However, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
These people are probably going to die slightly more horribly.
Huh.
Undead entrails, expelled lunch,
You
and then
hear
excrement.
additional gunfire.
Do guns exist?
I don't know,
They
maybe.
do.
Apparently.
Is it still northwest
Oh, is
of
this
me?
this must be that hail of bullets spell.
Cone of lead.
Yeah.
That is a spell.
I was thinking that. But
The Goon and Bug, you suddenly see a squat little guy, recently self-emancipated from your lounge, suddenly pop into existence in the hall near you, then kind of notice the both of you, sort of puffing and panting for breath, and just go, "Oh no! Bad friends!"
hello, best friend.
Hello there, laddie.
Frannie, it is your turn.
Okay, it sounds like Paladin guy is still tied up with a blob, and I think I could still do more good checking on those guys in the hall, preventing them from reaching that other vault. Nobody can reach that Portergeist.
I
But
don't
yeah,
think it's Cone of Lead. Because that has a penalty for casting it multiple times back to back.
Yeah.
my kiddo is here. Oh, kiddo.
Oh, kiddo.
Let's hit the skeleton lever. Skeletons, post haste into the hall. Down the hall.
Alright, your ghostly voice booms out into the raveyard. All of the skeletons let out a collective
I'm
"Aww,"
controlling the.
but they turn off the
I'm
music, put
doing
on
the
their game
traps.
faces, and storm out into the hall.
I mean, they can keep the music on, can't they?
Battle music.
Did Trudy go with them?
Trudy's in there.
Trudy's there, yeah. Part of the Legion.
I hope they don't die.
Find out.
I wish I could go do something personally, but Frannie is just not fast enough to reach any of these combats.
It's a
She's-
real bummer
She can do a
about
lot more
that.
good in here.
Real bummer about that Portergeist.
Yeah.
Okay. The blob is just gonna keep on trucking. It's a sturdy one. The zombies are going to surge forward into the hall and just attack all three targets because they can do that. Ninja. Oh man, this guy sucks. Big is he? Oh. Okay.
Is that the recently humiliated one?
That's the repeatedly humiliated one, yes. Goblin is also good. Oh, damn, these zombies are pissed.
Well, after half of them get blown up.
Darn, I can't say rattle them, boys, because they're not rattling them.
That's
Need
a
to
good
get
one,
into
though.
that North Hall stat. The goblin has been beat up. Dinosaur.
That's good.
Dinosaur is the only one that avoids taking a wound.
What about the ninja?
Oh, the ninja got hit. The ninja has been shitting the bed this whole time. At this point, he might just punch himself out on his turn. At least it'll be useful to somebody then.
Manifesting Nat 1 self-destruction. Not for me though, specifying to the RNG gods. For that ninja specifically.
Bug. Back at the top of the round, you just saw a ninja and a boss run past you. Fucked up little guy just showed up. There's gunfire, there's zombie moans, there's meteors apparently, and that crab is still trying to get in. What you gonna do?
Yeah. Can I see the boss?
You can just barely still see him, yes.
All right. I will move 10 feet closer to him, and actually, exactly how far from me is he?
Oh boy. You just barely have a straight line. I'd say probably 60 feet total distance from where you start.
I can work with that. I will move 10 feet towards him so I can get a better line on him.
Uh-huh.
And I am going to cast Clothesline.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to roll Strongness versus Bigness. And I can move, I think, exactly 60 feet. Because I did the +3 to my quickness.
Yeah. Good shit. Okay, yeah, roll it.
My first roll is a 2. My second roll is a 12, 14, 20, 24 total.
24.
Oh yeah.
I got a 7. But I don't believe we're
Hee-hee,
playing
hoo-ha-ha.
crits.
That's more than a crit. That's a double crit.
Unfortunately, no crits to this, but I do knock him on his ass.
You knock him on his ass.
I did not have enough mana to upcast. I have 2 mana left over now.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been...
Even with the 100 extra mana?
Even with the 100 extra mana. I used all of that and then some to upcast 24 levels.
I suppose that's fair.
Bug's very angry.
But I knock him down.
Alright, you have knocked down the leader.
And as a free action, can I pick him up?
I'm gonna say no, because he doesn't want you to do that, and he's not beat up.
Okay, that's fine. Then I will just tower over him menacingly, T-posing.
Once again, at this point, most of you can hear clatter and thud, and you see a puff of smoke coming from that middle joint. And you hear a loud, crabby voice. Ah, boss, I finally got it! I got in! We can escape now, or I could clip some guys. I don't know, I'm lost track. What's going on?
We're all gonna die!
Oh, no!
Get the boss!
The Lady Ninja... this is something that you would have noticed, Bug, since everything's, you know... Everything's happening at the same time. As you clothesline the boss, at about the same time as Bung shows up and in his squawky voice makes noises, you see the Lady Ninja, like, screech to a stop, turn around with, like, stars in her eyes, and runs past you towards him.
Towards Bung?
Towards Bung.
Wait, is Bung the guy right behind me?
Yes.
Yep.
Carrying his, I think I'm about to regret, taking that strained wound.
Maybe.
Slickness.
You still got D10s.
Still got D10s.
I gotta dig out my D10s. Where are they? Yellow dice.
Those are the faster ones.
Reaching her captured comrade, the Goon, you at least get the advantage of hearing some of their plan get spat out. As she says, Bung, we came to rescue you and also steal the thing. The monkey should have it by now.
The Goon is just gonna shout, the monkey's going for the monkey's going for the thing. And hope that Frannie and the rest of the people can hear it.
Yeah. Any of you can be heard by Frannie, so you don't have to worry about that. And I'd say all your friends are close enough to hear what's going on, yeah.
Anyway, which one of the out of the lady ninja and Bung, which one of them looks more likely more injured?
Probably
neither of them appear to be significantly injured.
Are they distracted enough for a sneak attack?
I don't think so.
Man. Is it my turn, actually?
Yes, actually, it is your turn.
I think Bung is both easier to hit and is smaller.
Plus, he might have paradox wounds.
Does he appear to be catching fire at random at all?
You do not see any signs of paradox showing on Bung at the moment.
Can't decide who it would be better to hit with my, I feel like the assassin is more threatening, so let's take a whack at them.
Okay.
Maybe I can just crit normally.
Maybe.
I got a 5 and 8 plus 10 is 18, 23.
Oh, I beat you by 1.
God damn it, I knew I should have taken that strain wound.
She backflips past you to block you from attacking Bung, rather than continue to flank. Seems she's protected.
Man, I guess I should have beat up your boyfriend then.
She blushes and says, I don't know what you're talking about. Bung, absolutely oblivious.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's what I would expect from your squad. You all don't seem to be the brightest of the bunch.
Bung is a
Come on,
anime protagonist.
this person doesn't even understand basic English, guys.
Over in the southern hallway, the ninja, like, struggles to his feet, just, like, covered at this point in bruises and on the verge of throwing up. And it's like, the first one may not have connected, but now that I've weakened the ground above, and then the dinosaur roars at him, he's like, oh, fine, fine. He pulls out a knife and starts trying to stab zombies. He is not skilled enough to stab a zombie. And that makes me sad.
That is embarrassing.
You know, we're calling this guy a ninja. You're pretty sure at this point that he just raided a costume shop on the way here.
But he knows Call Meteor.
For all you know, he's very efficient at casting it. Let's see. The leader is up. Stands up and is gonna face you down, Bug. I'm gonna need Bug to make a slickness roll.
Oh boy. I'm going to push this one.
Okay.
Because otherwise I don't think I can possibly succeed. That first one's a 12. The second one is a 1, so 13, 14.
Ooh.
14. The guy that you're facing down does some kind of cool martial arts move and like taps on your wrist and grabs one of the katanas out of your hands.
Oh.
And then says, "No takebacks." And you feel magic settle upon your shoulders. And as much as you would love to dual-wield katanas, you find yourself unable to take that katana back.
Okay. I have a fake aspect helm on my head.
Hmm?
Do they pay attention to that at all?
He definitely took notice of it. Like, you saw him look at the thing, but immediately dismissed it.
Okay.
Which, if they're here for the helm, that is unusual. Okay. Next up is the skeletons, who are told to block the hallway, and they definitely see some guys. So they're going to charge down the hall at full speed, wielding their glow sticks and beer bongs. And get ready to beat the shit out of this guy. Skeletons, of course, utterly fearless when it comes to katanas, because, like, what are they going to do? Bleed out?
Resistance to piercing, but vulnerability to bludgeoning.
Well, so far everybody here seems to be using knives. So...
Even the ninjas.
Yeah, skeletons are actually pretty strong against this group.
Except the crab.
maybe the goon should consider becoming half skeleton.
I thought you were.
I mean, I believe that we all have a skeleton inside of us somewhere.
You have already established that you're half skeleton.
Yeah, if you're half skeleton again, that makes you 3/4, and that's kind of messing with your whole thing. The dinosaur is gonna considers what to bite, briefly glances at the giant ball of shit, and decides to bite a zombie instead. I mean, no good options, but I know what I'd pick. That is another zombie gone.
Zombies have got to taste awful too, like god awful. They're rotting.
Aren't they like poisonous too?
Probably not poisonous enough to slow down a T-Rex. Or, they'll find out later.
I mean, enough zombies.
They're gonna have sick T-Rex
Zombie
barfing all over them.
T-Rex?
You are currently down about half of your zombies, I'll say that. They're getting munched. Fleckwick, it is your turn.
Well, I know that theoretically the monkey has whatever they're here for. I know I have a hypothesis about where it is, and the goblin is looking beat up, and the ninja is useless. So, practically speaking, it's the zombies and the dung beetle against a dinosaur, and they probably have it. So, Fleckwick is going to move up towards Bug.
Okay.
And I'm up to 50 mana at the start of my turn.
Hmm. We get to see the giant scarab in action. The scarab special thing is that its attack can hit everything in a 20-foot wide area.
Dangerous.
Well.
As it just rolls over him with the big old ball. So, the ninja, I think we know how this goes.
That's an interesting sound effect for it.
Wrong noise.
I unfortunately don't have
Squish.
any relevant sound effects. There's also an unfortunately small number of slickness-related combat spells, just looking through the list.
Yeah, low levels. There's a lot of sneaky stuff that turns good later.
Yeah.
I mean, disintegrating somebody into pennies is pretty cool, but I don't think I have the magical capability to do that quite yet.
Not yet. And
Shadow puppetry
Yeah.
has some cool stuff.
now, the one downside that the Scarab has is that it can't actually see what it's rolling up, which is bad news for the zombies.
Well, it's a good thing Fleckwick ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just to paint a picture, mostly using shades of brown and yellow,
Please don't.
Fleckwick, as you turn and run away, you just see a giant ball of shit with zombie, goblin, dinosaur, and ninja limbs poking out of it. Just kind of pursuing you. Not fast enough that you really need to be worried about it, but it's a sight. It's a sight.
I'm having an Indiana Jones moment.
Yeah.
This is Frannie canonically cackling from her seat in the haunted locus.
Was Frannie able to hear the discussion that Nina and Bung had next to?
Yeah, I think I muted myself at that time, but I really wanted to know if I could catch the monkey's name. Maybe
They
monkey
just said
will
the
work.
monkey. That's all they said.
All right,
Try to see the monkey.
I'll find out on my turn.
The Goon, you hear Bung say, "Oh, I'm gonna go get the thing!" And then, they disappear.
I guess if you don't see,
He's gotta roll a paradox wound eventually.
Eventually.
if you can't find the monkey, I guess you can look for Bung.
Frannie, it is your turn.
Okay then, I'm gonna try show me the monkey.
Okay, turns out the monkey's name is Monkey.
Yay!
Hey.
You see the monkey up here at this northernmost vault, 2 doors deep, and working on number 3.
Oh, we've got to put a stop to that.
Because they don't have all the doors open yet, the monkey is still in the hall.
So you can trap it.
I need you to beat them to death very quickly. I cannot be outdone by a monkey.
I'm
I
gonna
mean, it's
try.
already gotten through twice as many doors as you did.
But what's the success rate? They've been
Exactly.
working on it for a while. Okay,
Dang,
so...
I really wish our magical defenses weren't down.
Yeah,
Do we have any traps
Is there,
that
like-
don't target
Is there, like-
quickness or slickness?
I'm afraid they all target quickness.
All right, I guess that's what we'll have to do then.
I'm just gonna ask, is there like a magic breaker switch that we could flick somewhere to get the magic working again?
You're pretty sure your boss has it in their brain. It's their place of power, officially. You're just borrowing it. Are you just rolling a single die, or are you gonna strain
Alright, they
again?
were... Me?
Yeah.
Did I strain before?
Oh, no, I guess you
before,
didn't, no.
yes. Didn't
But
you?
it's an
Okay.
option.
Yeah, I don't think I did. Strength and quickness.
Do consider
strength and
that
quickness.
if once you strain, all your rolls on the skill until the end of this conflict are going to be worse.
It's true.
Rest.
I consider that. Yeah, I will just try to shoot the monkey where it sits
Okay.
Come on, this has got to be point blank, guys. Don't fail me, ghosts. As if it's the ghosts rolling. It's me. Don't fail me, dice.
The monkey
Well, do I
does...
shoot him now?
Yeah, roll for it.
All right, a 9.
9's good, but not as good as what I rolled.
Ah.
The monkey backflips out of the way of the traps that all activate. There are some extra deadly traps in those hallways by the vault, so it actually rolled 1 die less, but
Ooh.
it still gives it 1 die.
Good to know.
And do you let us all know that the monkey is there?
Oh yeah, we're gonna do ooh, ooh, for the klaxon ghosts
Yeah.
and let them know that the monkey is at the vault, northern vault. Monkey through 2 doors. Step on it.
Okay.
Alright, Bug, I think this is gonna be your show. I'm not
Okay.
sure if I can make it in time.
I
And
have
also
an
there's that
idea.
assassin that I should probably be
I
worried
don't
about.
think we're gonna get to it before it gets in.
Well, here's the thing.
Well, you really only have to catch it before it gets back to the crab.
There's a 20-foot wide ball of that can fill up that hallway. That'll probably be difficult to get past. I also have an idea. Also the skeletons.
I also have an idea.
All right.
We have many ideas.
Which is dangerous because we're all idiots.
The zombies continue to chew on the dinosaur.
Inside the...
Inside the dung.
Yeah. They are...
Fair enough.
Single-minded is generous, actually. They don't even have the 1. The dinosaur is starting to take some wounds. That brings us back to the top of the round. It is 7:07 on my clock. It's time for big plays, because the fiat finish is coming up, guys. This is probably the last round.
Okay.
Monkey's gonna try to pop the door. And Frannie, since you're looking, you see that it happens. The 3rd door is opened. The vault is open. You can't normally see inside the vault, but you can now, and sure enough, there is the aspect helm.
Oh no!
Bug, what you got?
I would like to attempt to grab the captain.
Okay. That is based on strongness, so should be
And
pretty easy.
I will strain my strongness just to make sure.
Okay.
7 plus 12, 19 plus 6, 25, 35. Try to pick him up and I guess a headlock. And I would like to... Did he roll to defend?
That is for sure a failure.
Okay. And I would like to move him 10 feet towards the dung and say, call off the crab, call off the monkey, call off assassin, or you know what's going to happen.
You see his eyes go wide. No, not that. Anything but that.
Good play, good play.
You have less than 1 round.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens on his turn. It's coming up.
Okay.
Let's see. The crab is gonna pick the wrong direction and go north, because he doesn't know what's going on.
Hilarious.
Thank God.
"Aw, I found a vault!" And you hear the sound of a crab smashing on a completely unrelated set of doors. Bless his heart, question mark? That is a Wikipedia dive for later.
Wait, what is a Wikipedia dive for later?
Does a
Crabs have
crab have
hearts.
a heart?
Nina, the ninja, is
Interesting.
gonna recognize the goon as the one that smacked her with a pipe, and try to attack you, so you can go ahead and roll to defend.
I'll be honest, it would be absolutely hilarious to
Alright,
me if
let's
Gavin
see.
failed again.
65. So that's a total of 21.
21. It's close, but that's a success.
The
Successfully
goon is
deflect the
going to
knife.
dramatically the knife away and say, "I've learned a few tricks since our last bout, lady."
She takes a step back, reevaluating you, but with a puff of smoke, a replacement knife appears in her hand. And the goon, it is your turn if you'd like to follow that up.
Alright. I need to...
Make sure they never
Let's see.
underestimate a goon again.
I still don't have the over-channel rules memorized, so I'm quickly sprinting through
You
rule
increase
books.
your max cast by twice your fierceness, if I remember correctly.
Your
Twice
channel
my
by twice your
fierceness.
fierceness.
Yeah, so an extra 10 max cast. And you can combine that with shouting the name of your spell if you want.
And shouting the name of the spell does what?
Over-channeling increases channeling, shouting it increases.
Max cast,
yeah,
yes.
exactly.
So I can get my channeling up to 70, and then shout to max cast, increase the max cast
By your fierceness.
by my fierceness. So that increases the max cast to 20, which I don't think I can actually use that much max cast. I'm just trying to see what I could do this turn. Okay, let's see. I don't think I'm going to do either of those, actually. I'm just going to conjure a deadly... I'm just going to conjure a deadly squirrel.
Okay.
For, 60 mana, exactly.
Alright.
Which I guess I'll pull first. I'll take 15 from my pool, and then... Or 18 from my pool, and then what is 60 minus 18?
42.
42 from the general pool. To summon a deadly rabbit.
Alright. 2 against 1 now.
I will then... a controllable deadly rabbit, I should clarify. Who I will then, I guess, go forth and hold down the neutral. I'm gonna send them forward to go on the other side of the assassin and then make an attack.
Okay.
And rabbits are slickness. They have a slickness of 5 versus quickness. So slickness versus quickness. 10.
She is going to backflip that.
Oh wait, I forgot that attacks just give her free movement.
It's true.
Hmm.
She is now on the other side of the squirrel. But there is further drama playing out elsewhere. Bug, Fleckwick, and the boss, you are just kind of holding him out in the path of the rapidly approaching dung ball, He can see his beat up ninja and goblin in there, and the dinosaur's not looking so hot, and there's still a bunch of zombies in there too, and they're chewing on stuff, and that somehow just makes everything worse. And he holds out for a solid 3 seconds before just kind of bellowing at the top of his lungs, "Rude crew, it's a wash! They got us!" And you see the goblin poke her head out of the dung ball with a lit stick of dynamite and just go, "Ah!" and she blows it out.
Oh, let's stick a dynamite in the dung.
I want to see that happen.
Do you? You know you're probably going to have to clean it up.
Oh no, never mind. I regret releasing the dung beetle.
Okay, Nina, the assassin, is for sure close enough to hear this, and she, like, poofs the knife back out of her hand with a sullen look. From somewhere to the north, you hear, "Ah, but I only just found the thing, ah!"
The crab says that?
The crab says that, yeah.
Okay. There must be more things.
Crab's not that smart.
He's a good boy.
I don't
Yes.
care if the assassin has put away their knife. If they're not out of here by the time fiat round is up, I will continue to attack them. It is my duty.
Over in the very middle of everything, where the breach is, the Goon, you can see the armor-clad giant wizard, actually bigger than Bug, stride into the joint with just a blob just struggling to wrestle them, not succeeding. And in a slightly mechanized voice, you just hear them say, "Alright, then I guess my job's done. Good luck, Rhodes!" And just kind of like grabs the top of the ceiling and just does a pull-up and is out of there. The blob kind of splatters to the floor, looking kind of dejected at not being able to do a lot to that guy, other than tie him up and keep him from shooting anybody with actual blood, I guess.
Great lobby.
Oh wait, I don't know what's going on here. It must be the armor spell with the upcast that lets you put guns in your armor.
Oh.
Could be. Far to the north, you see Bung, who is just like panting and out of breath after presumably doing another pause. Just kind of turn and look, and just like, "Ah, but I just got free!" You then hear freaking out monkey noises, and Bug, Fleckwick, and I'm going to say Frannie as well. You see something come whizzing out of that dead-end hallway and smack Bung clear in the face. It is the aspect helm, moving of its own volition.
Oh.
It clamps down onto Bung's head
Oh no.
and, like, twists itself into place like a screw. And he is, like,
that's freaky.
grabbing at it and, like, clearly is not doing this on purpose. At which point, the mask begins to reconfigure itself. The helm reconfigures itself. This is something that you all know it can do, if you recall the stats I posted.
Yep.
But it doesn't seem to be taking any one shape, rather cycling through them all very quickly, as Bung swells to, like, 4 times his size. Head is grazing the ceiling of the hallway. Muscles bulging. Calves popping. General mannerism more sexually attractive.
Oh.
And with a flash of mana and magical energy enveloping him briefly, suddenly, like, stops struggling and just, like, stands up very straight and proper and, like, puts one hand over where his mouth would be. He's wearing a full helmet. And you just hear him laugh. "Oh, splendid! I return at last! Behold, feeble plebeians, you stand in the presence of Elidora Ruby Shadow, history's greatest historian.
Huh.
Huh.
Your museum wasn't great!
Oh, plague rats! Oh, dung pies! Oh, cannibals!
I'll be honest, the mirrors were pretty cool in the museum, but
Yeah, the mirrors were very cool. I also like the clouds.
Clouds were fun, especially if you
I'm
got
just
to jump
gonna
on
wait. Wait, so Ella, has this been Elidora Ruby Shadow's plan all along?
them. It sure seems that way. So we're out of conflict because it's kind of unclear what's going on, and the guys that you know you're fighting have all surrendered. She is just kind of doing like a graceful sashay down the hallway towards the rest of you. And just kind of explaining her plan, because that's what you do, you know? If you're a powerful wizard and the thing just happened, you explain your plan. Oh, I knew when I found this charming little device that I could use it to trap my own aspect to absorb magical power over the long centuries. And then, when the time is right, I could emerge, ready to find yet more brilliant historical discoveries, especially now that I've lived through so many of them 100 years ago. Oh, and what a splendid place you've brought me to, so full of magic, ripe to be absorbed. I really must thank you, my darlings. And she kind of just pushes through
He
the
who cuts the thread is
skeletons.
gonna kill us.
As Elidora Ruby Shadow tries to push by, can Fleckwick try and get her in a headlock?
You can try.
I'm gonna push it. So I'm rolling 3d12s plus 7.
Okay.
That is a 4, a 10 for 14, a 6 for 20, so a total of 27.
27. Okay. You try, and despite the fact that she is kind of huge at this point, she is narrowly able to wiggle her way out of your attempt to headlock.
After I do that, I'm just gonna run up towards the poltergeist then.
Okay, you just gotta run past. And as all of you are going, she kind of looks down at Rhodes, who is just kind of looking up at her and just like confusion, like this is not... There are so many ways that this has gone wrong today for him. But she looks down at him, makes direct eye contact, kind of leans forward. She says, "Oh, Rhodes, was it, according to this little thing's memories? I must thank you for your part in all of this. And I must thank you for the marvelous idea that you've given me. As I'm afraid that I must declare," and her voice echoes through the entire crypt, "no take-backs."
Oh.
Oh no.
And then, in a flash of paradoxical energy, it wraps around her, and you can see her twisting and contorting as she disappears into the time stream. The last thing that you hear her say is, "Darlings, it's time to make history."
I'm just gonna turn to the assassin after all this and is like, all right, so that person just basically killed your boyfriend. Want to join forces?
She is having like a dramatic, sad anime girl moment right now, and does not respond. But you know, you're hopeful.
Bug is also having a sad anime girl moment because his best friend just got kidnapped.
Yeah,
Sort
we gotta save Bung.
Frannie is in there having a
We should
Minotaur
probably
anime
call
girl
He Who
moment.
Cuts the Threads if the magic is working now, because I feel like this problem might be above our pay grade slightly.
Maybe not after another 23 days.
Yeah, so at this point, like, the skeletons are looking around in confusion, really not sure what's going on. Half of them are drunk. You see the dung ball stop, and, like, the scarab's head pokes out around the corner. It's just like, are we still fighting? I don't know.
Oh.
The dinosaur keeps kicking me. And the crab appears and, like, is kind of poking at the blob to see if it's alive, or if it needs to be cleaned up, or what's going on. When suddenly, every single member of the group, apparently referred to as the Rude Crew, is suddenly grabbed and lifted up into the air by zombie arms that burst out of the ground walls and ceiling. As the shadows coalesce and a figure steps out, not overly large, draped in a shadowy cloak. You've never seen their face, you don't know their real name, or their gender. All you know is that they are absolutely the sweetest person that you have ever met, and that they are pissed.
Hey, boss, I'm sorry. We bunged it up, man. Er,
They disabled all the Crypt's defenses. We couldn't even contact you.
I broke into
I'm
your
not
book. I am sorry.
upset. I am merely disappointed.
Oh, that hurts worse.
I'm afraid you're going to have to clean this one up, my beloved apprentices, before it's already too late. Which it is, because chronomancy.
man,
And-
chronomancers are annoying.
That is where our second adventure, the Heist of the Crawling Crypt, is going to end.
Okay.
So that is
Wonderful.
the end of a conflict. So those of you who are casting spells, you can go ahead and roll for your free improvements, whichever ones you choose.
Gonna
And-
improve my mana
Channeling.
pool.
I'm so sad.
I'll take a moment to calculate the training that you get while your boss tries to figure out how to get you where you need to be, because it's a little more convoluted than dropping you off at the museum and coming to pick you up later.
Wait, how does he expect us to actually get out of this one?
I mean, you're gonna have to find out next week.
I have a question. Was this outcome preordained?
could've
The
stopped the monkey.
fact that the helm is going to activate is preordained, but there were other things. This is going to happen at the end of the session because it sets up the final adventure, the conclusion of the arc. But you do get bonus training time for not letting the Rude Crew get the helm, which you technically did by 1 round. Because you coerced their leader into surrendering.
Oh,
Good job, Bug.
Yeah, that was good.
hooray.
Brilliant play.
Plan B was to hold his mouth open for Fleckwick to vomit into.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I couldn't have done that next turn.
Ah.
The mana.
It would have taken me one additional turn to get to a point where I could cast it again.
You could have had
Although I
Mari.
suppose I could have cast it and not attacked with it.
I wish there was a way to give rabbits proficiency with their attacks.
Nice.
You never shouted the name of that spell.
Because, well, no, there's no upcast that lets me. There's no upcast that lets me give them a knack for mauling people.
You can increase their slickness, right?
Can do that.
Yeah, but the whole 5 level is just for a +1.
Yeah.
Kind
I mean,
of not
if you have
super
a
significant.
billion mana, it's not bad. And increasing your
I'm
max
realizing
damage
one
seems pretty-
thing with the combat in Best Wizard Ever is that having knacks is immensely important, because that extra dice basically means that if you have a knack for offense against somebody who doesn't have a knack for defense, you basically win instantly.
It's
and
effective.
At
vice
low
versa.
levels, yeah, it's extremely useful.
I
Once
hope
you
to
have,
put
like-
this into play.
Once you have like 500 mana, 300 channeling,
Mm-hmm.
max cast of like 200, it's less of an issue. But yeah, at this stage, for sure, it's a big thing. So, what got increased after the conflict here?
I decided to increase my mana pool by a bit, and I got a 12.
12. Okay, that's good.
Bug increased his mana pool by 7.
Fleckwick increased his mana pool by 9.
Ooh,
All above average so far.
that's good.
And Frannie unfortunately did not cast
Frannie
any
got-
spells this entire
Frannie
evening.
got the glory. Frannie set you up.
Can Frannie real quick run over and cast Regenerate, and then conflict end?
Frannie was the organizer.
Yeah.
Can Frannie quickly run over? I'm gonna say no.
Cast it on herself.
No wounds.
Didn't even strain anything.
Should have like slapped yourself really hard and said, "Get your head in the game."
Yeah.
You could have healed that.
That, question. I have strained wounds of 2 different types. Are they both going to go away after, one night? Or do they... Oh, no, it explicitly says you can't remove multiple strained wounds with the same night's rest. Never mind. Question answered.
But at least it is a
Can I
night's rest. You
remove-
don't need to spend a day.
That
Can
doesn't
I
take
remove
you
the
out.
strained wound as part of removing the impaled wound?
Yeah, that overlaps. That should be fine. Okay. So, tallying up everything that you did, you get bonus time for not letting any minions die. I mean, some zombies, but like not all the zombies, so that counts.
The zombie horde didn't die.
Yeah, the zombie horde didn't die. There's still a few left. You also did protect the helm, but the base reward for this one is not as high as the last, so you are getting 13 days of training before the next adventure. Training or healing, whatever you need to do. And yeah, with that, I think we are all set. This was a lot of fun. You guys did good. It's a very tough encounter. Lots of things going on all over the place, but having Frannie keep an eye on stuff really helped out.
Yeah, I was super happy to be in the control
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, and despite
Yeah.
the Deus Ex bullshitera, you did succeed technically. So well done. I'm gonna drop the call, and I'm gonna do a little wrap up on stream. As you guys can let me know on Discord what you're doing for training, or if you have any other questions, and we'll do this again next week for the finale. All right?
Lovely.
Okay.
See ya.
Talk to you guys later.
All right.